Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be doing a review of the new fragrance from RASASI Hawas Black. Now this fragrance here is the talk of the town. I have gotten so many comments and requests to talk about this, to share my thoughts on the scent, and perfumebox.com actually just sent this over to me. So let's do a review. And the thing is that this one has been rumored to smell like ABSOLU AVENTUS. We're going to put an end to that rumor in this video. So we're also going to be doing a side-by-side comparison. Around $56 versus like $565. Let's see what the differences are. So starting off with the Hawas, I do want to say I like the bottle a lot. I love the black color with this like ambery, dark, juicy color. And that's the thing I want to say too. Does that juice color look like Aventus to you? Come on. I don't think I've ever seen an Aventus with orange juice, but hey, that's just me. But I do like it. I will say that, I do like it. But despite the very dark vibe that the bottle gives off, the scent is actually very bright and fresh. So the notes in the new Hawas Black are going to be pineapple, grapefruit, bergamot, cedarwood, patchouli, jasmine, oak moss, and amber. Well, fake oak moss. So this opens undeniably Aventus-like, but there's something a little bit more to this. There is something immediately that you get that is a little bit more earthy green, kind of like a deep, dewy, mossy patchouli, like you're in the middle of the forest type of vibes. It's mostly citrus fruits and patchouli in the opening, which is, by the way, I'm gonna spray it really quick, but very different than the opening of ABSOLU AVENTUS. I truly, when I smelled the new Hawas Black, I was like, what are people saying? Like, what are they really, like, what are people thinking? They're totally different. The opening of ABSOLU, now I'm gonna say it opens much smoother. It's richer, it's darker, way darker than the opening of Hawas Black. It's kind of a mysterious spice in ABSOLU. There's clove and nutmeg with cardamom and cinnamon. You don't get any of that in the new Hawas Black. In the opening of Hawas Black, I get more of this like punchy citrus and pepper, like a lot of spicy pepper, and this really dirty patchouli. It does get compared to Nishane's Hasiva as well, but for me, what I would compare this to, like what I think this new Hawas Black is closest to, is going to be Orion by Tiziana Terenzi. That's really what I get with this. It's not really anything like ABSOLU AVENTUS. It's really like Orion. You can't deny that there is definitely some sort of like Aventus-like DNA in here. It's just not ABSOLU. But it's really only in the opening. I want to say that too. Like, I get a lot of that kind of Aventus-like DNA in the opening going into the mid, but it does kind of change. And it kind of takes a step back away from that Aventus DNA. You get this kind of like slightly jammy blackcurrant vibe in the mid of the new Hawas Black too. It's woody, but it's very punchy and kind of zesty, maybe even slightly tart in a way. It's not like super synthetic or anything like that. I don't really get any like overly synthetic vibe from Hawas Black, which I do like, but it's just nowhere near ABSOLU AVENTUS. Like, it's nothing alike. I don't understand, like people that are saying that are actually crazy. Like, your nose is broken. With ABSOLU, it's creamy spice and woods with rose and musk. It's so elegant versus the Hawas Black. It feels more sporty to me. It is a very nice fragrance and I do really like it, but you know what I ended up coming to the conclusion of after testing this one out is that it's not an alternative for ABSOLU AVENTUS. And I say this in almost every single video that I talk about Creed or any other like a niche fragrance house that gets copied a lot. There is no like super cheap alternative that's going to be better than this. Like, it's impossible to copy the quality and the oils and just the masterful blending that is in Creed fragrances in ABSOLU AVENTUS. You just can't beat it. I know that it is very pricey, but honestly, on the discounters, I think that this fragrance is worth every single penny. But what I actually thought to myself when I was really smelling and getting into Hawas Black is that This to me is actually a great alternative for Versace Eros. Now they're not the same, they don't really smell exactly the same. This is going to be more of like a patchouli green with like a little bit of vetiver, but I would 100 million times prefer to buy this over Versace Eros. Energy. I don't know if I said energy yet, but I'm talking about Versace Eros Energy. Keyword, energy. It's just like a very common like marketing DNA that they do with this kind of like Aventus like opening, but it's not a copy. It does really change, especially as it gets into the dry down. Of course, when you put them head to head, I'm going to prefer this, but I wouldn't even compare them. I would put this into a different ballpark. I would put this in the same range as like Orion, things like Versace Eros Energy, which I would pick this a million times over Eros Energy, which is just bad. It was way too much for me, but this is actually very nice. Like I do like how this is done. It feels like a very sporty, everyday, easy grab type of scent. And I do think that this is also worth every single penny under $60. It is worth that price. And it does feel maybe even a bit more expensive than that. It's not like the smoothest scent, because you're going to get a lot of very punchy fruits and citrus here and a lot of like a musky, like kind of pepperiness, but it's also not synthetic. Like it's not as synthetic as like Eros Energy was. But in order to like this, you have to like kind of musky, slightly dirty patchouli fragrances. Traces of things like Orion, Club de Nuit Intense Man, and other kind of Aventus like scents, traces of Haas in the dry down of here too. And I do like it too because it really stays with that pineapple and grapefruit into the dry down. Both are very long lasting fragrances, 12 plus hours easily in performance. And Hawas Black is very, very nice, especially if you want to get into a fragrance that you can wear anytime, any place for around $60. So the verdict is both of these fragrances are very, very nice. They are nothing alike, 110% not the same. But I will say that I do really like this. I was a little bit scared when I heard those rumors about it being a copy of Absolu Aventus. I was like, oh no, because you guys know how I feel about clones. I don't like them. And I just got into Hawas and Hawas Ice, and I really enjoyed them. So I was excited when I heard about this new release, especially because Ice was such a hit for me, but I can very safely say, it's not a copy of Absolu Aventus. It's not the same. So don't go into it thinking that it's going to smell like Absolu Aventus because you will be disappointed, but it is a very nice scent for a very great price point. And if you want to pick it up, I'd recommend grabbing it over at Perfume Box. So yeah, that's my mini first impression review of the new fragrance from RASASI Hawas Black. It's a lot better than what I was expecting. So very happy with that. I think it's a great value, but I would love to know what you guys think down in the comments below. Have you tried the new Hawas Black? What is your favorite Hawas flanker? I would love to know what you think. Thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate each and every one of you, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.